A controversy over drunk driving arrests in D.C., where flawed devices used by police to measure blood alcohol levels has jeopardized hundreds of DUI convictions.
Ilmar Pagel had been in charge of the breath alcohol testing program for about 2.5 months when he wrote this memo to the chief of the criminal section of the Office of the Attorney General. From my inspection of the instrument files, the machines have never been checked for accuracy, even though an accuracy test is the only legal requirement a breath testing instrument must meet in the District of Columbia. David Benowitz represents Sultan Apay and filed a motion for a new trial.
The ramifications are enormous. I mean, it goes back for years. There are plenty of people who serve jail time based on what may very well be false tests or inaccurate tests. You know, the civil liability could be huge. It just has a great impact upon the integrity of the entire criminal justice system.
In other news, new at 11, some of DC's alcohol testing machines are apparently getting a failing grade. Tonight, ABC 7 News learns the majority of police department units are flawed.
Metropolitan Police Chief Kathy Lanier says from October 2008 to February 2010, 8 of the city's 10 intoxilizers were generating inaccurate results. Attorney David Benowitz expects hundreds, if not thousands, of charges will be dropped and convictions overturned.
People have been convicted and sent to jail based on the results that were issued by these machines, and now we're finding out that those are incorrect and can't be relied on.
According to Attorney General Peter Nichols, these are the numbers. He said he reviewed 1,100 cases. More than 300 involved the flawed intoxilizers. 11 of those cases actually resulted in trials. Meet now David Benowitz. He's a well-known criminal defense attorney who handles hundreds of DWI cases each year. He says the problem is far worse than Nichols makes it out to be. Benowitz says this controversy is not likely to be settled soon.
And I think there's going to be a lot of civil litigation over this because there's so many people who had their lives adversely affected by this. I mean, I think that there's probably going to be one or more class action suits.
It turns out the breathalyzers D.C. police have been using for years are inaccurate. That's according to D.C.'s Attorney General. And hundreds of DWI convictions were based on that data.
David Benowitz represents hundreds of plaintiffs in DWI cases.
We kept getting clients who would say, well, I only had 2 drinks over a period of 4 hours, and we're coming up with breathalyzer scores that were way over what they should have been.
He says his firm is putting together a class action lawsuit.
I think there's going to be, again, a host of motions filed requesting new trials and or that convictions just be thrown out.
This is Fox 5 News at 10.
Right off the top tonight, a bombshell admission from D.C. police. DUI cases dating back to 2008 could be in jeopardy tonight.
I wasn't surprised. I mean, for years, myself and other people who do DUI cases have been requesting information from the police about the way that they maintain these machines, the way they calibrate them.
Attorney David Benowitz says one of his clients who was arrested more than a year ago had some of his charges dropped earlier this week because one of the machines was used in his case. Benowitz says his client may have been the first, but definitely won't be the last.
I think that this is going to open up a floodgate of appeals, motions for new trials, you know, because there are people who were convicted and who did jail time because of what looks like to be flawed scores.